Hello everybody on Twitch, good afternoon, I am SimUK, it's a pleasure to have you here. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you're all fully in the festive mood as I am. Now this game came out on the 6th of December, it will set you back $13.49 full price on Steam. Currently there's a 15% discount, so it's £11.46. So it's not the most expensive game in the world. It is from PlayWay, developers are DRAGO Entertainment. And I'm not familiar with anything that DRAGO have done in the past, I don't think, but they are sort of pretty much part and parcel involved with everything PlayWay. So I imagine they're one of PlayWay's own development teams, and they just work on whatever they're told to work on. So my first bug that I've discovered, well, it's not a bug so much, and by the way, I won't be able to see anything you're saying, so apologies for at least the first couple of minutes. Because when I open this up, it shuts down my streaming screen immediately. Now what's interesting is, oh wow, it's so interesting. I've had this loaded up for a couple of minutes now, and the only thing that would highlight was new game, which meant I couldn't change the options or anything. But now it seems like it is going to work. So let's see what we've got here. That seems a bit high for my screen. Let's go windowed. Why do you keep changing? Oh, really? So, it seems then, and you guys have come back, hello again, it seems that you cannot change. Yes, apply. Whoa, hang on, stop changing stuff. What's this? Resolution 0 by 0? Okay, so the game appears straight away to have a few little issues. Everything's set on medium at the moment. I've got to say, it looks not too bad in the background. That fire animation's pretty good. Let's go auto and just see what happens. Okay, that was pretty sharp. Let's see what it's set. Let's see what it's changed. So we're running 1600 by 1000. I don't appear to be able to change that to 1080. So we'll just have to... Oh, unless I switch it to borderless, will that let me do it? Let's try that. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Medium, ultra, FXA, ultra, 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 ultra. Okay, not too bad. Sound. Let's get rid of this music. There we go. Much better. Controls. Okay, this is important. Mouse sensitivity, toggle run. I'm going to turn that on. Invert mouse. No. Rotate with detector. I don't know what that means yet. Move forward is WASD, turn left is E, turn right is Q, walk run is left shift, action is left mouse button, detector mode is right mouse button, I is inventory, M is PDA, and Z is camera. Okay, think I can remember that. Let's go back and let's start a new game. Let's just see what it's about. Exploration mode is locked. You need to complete the story mode in order to unlock the exploration game mode. Okie dokie. That's fine by me. Welcome to Treasure Hunter. This is a tutorial level. In it, we will teach you how to play. In it, we will teach how to play and find treasures quickly and effectively. There's me interjecting correct English into the sentence. If you already know how to play Treasure Hunter, you can press the skip button below, otherwise press OK. Well, that's good. You can skip if you want. In Treasure Hunter, you will traverse large landscapes and explore vast areas of the world. To do so, you will need to prepare for a very long walk. To move, press the movement keys, default WASA and D, to look around, use your mouse. I've got to say, this doesn't look too bad, does it, guys? Oh, wow. Other than the fact it looks like I'm floating over the ground, look at that. Shadows under my feet and so on. That's actually quite a decent bit of graphics there. So far, I'm liking this game. They look quite realistic. I feel like they look very realistic. Your character can also run. Whilst running, you will move a lot faster. Why on earth would you put that in a tutorial? Your character can also run. While running, you will move a lot faster. What? Deadlock. Looks like this game was made in Unreal 4 engine also. Yeah. Doesn't it have that distinctive look about it? I'm starting to get a bit fed up with seeing so many games that look exactly the same. And they're all Unreal 4 engine games. Now, I've seen the potential that Unreal 4 engine has. I've seen how photorealistic it can be. But all the games I see, they do all look very similar. Very similar. There's some Unreal 4 engine telltale signs, aren't there? I'm not sure if this is Unreal Engine. Let me just check real quick. Well, I'll be honest with you guys. I can't see any confirmation that it is or isn't. It might be Unreal Engine 3, I think. People just use the assets from the store and very minimal custom movement logic physics. Yeah! Unreal 4 engine is beginning to suffer from the same thing that gave Unity a bad name. Everyone can make a game fast without any real skill or quality required. Yeah, 100% agree with you, Deadlock. 100% agree with you. And we've all seen how fast-moving objects in the Unreal 4 engine look absolutely atrocious, like wheels or, you know, if you're trying to scan an enemy or something, it all goes a bit blurry. But the Sandstorm doesn't do that as much, I've got to say, once you get the settings right. To run, press and hold the run key. Gotcha. Wow, that isn't that much faster, is it? It is a bit faster, I suppose. When you enter a location, you always bring your PDA with you. The PDA will not only allow you to see where you are on the map, but also check your current jobs and take photos using the camera. To open the PDA, press the PDA key, which is defaulted to M. Nice bit of animation there. This is the world map. Here you will find a top-down view of your current location with important landmarks marked. The map will update with locations that you managed to find a treasure. The map will update with locations where you managed to find a treasure, I think is what they mean by that. Oh my word, is this the map? I can't seem to zoom in or zoom out or anything. So that's me. That's the cannons I looked at. Hey, it's got breadcrumbs. That's pretty smart. I like that. So there's something there I ought to be going to look at. Let's check the jobs. In this section of the PDA, you can find all the jobs you accepted. You can click on any of these jobs to see what is required to complete it, your progress, attachments, and what rewards it offers. Okay, and the camera. This is the PDA camera. You can use it to take photos during your adventures. Some jobs may require you to take photos of specific objects in the world. That's pretty cool. So how do I close this? Oh, up here. I see. Okay. Does the PDA run Windows Mobile 5.5? I don't know. Is 5.5 relevant in some way? When close to a treasure, you can focus on your detector and enter the search mode. This mode will allow you to locate the treasure and dig it up. To enter this mode, press the detector key, which is defaulted to the right mouse button. Are you serious? I found something? While in search mode, you can move using your movement keys. Additionally, you can use the rotation keys, which is Q and E. And that's what that was for. I didn't read the rest of what that said. While searching for a treasure, the detector will make sounds. The higher the frequency and lower time between sounds, the closer you are to a treasure. Additionally, the closer you are to a treasure, the more... Why, that disappeared too quickly. Or I read too slowly. Okay. Nearly there. Once you manage to place your detector above a treasure, it will make a specific sound. This means that the treasure is right under the detector. You are very close. It's a big treasure then. Or is it that I've just detected this thing? Oh! Oh! Hello. You managed to find a treasure. Now you need to dig it up. Digging it up will require you to pull out your shovel. To grab your shovel, press the action key, left mouse button, when the detector is above a treasure. This will lock your position. Cool. Click that to dig. You have to press it repeatedly. Okay. Wow. Found an old necklace. Looks valuable. Every time you dig up the treasure, the identification mode will start. In this mode, you can look at the treasure freely and choose to identify it. Keep in mind that only identified treasures can be added to your collection. Identify the treasure and place it in your inventory. Keep in mind that trash items will not need to be identified. How do I identify it? I'll click on the identify button. Once an item is identified, you can place it in your inventory by pressing the take button. Once added to your inventory, items will remain there until you return to the office, at which point they will be moved to your collection. This is an old necklace which dates back to the 18th century Europe. Given the personal nature of the item, it is likely an old fairly heirloom, lost by a soldier during a war, as odds of just losing or misplacing jewellery like this are rather low. Given the past conflicts in this area and amount of European soldiers who fought here, makes it the most likely scenario. It's valuable, it's worth $16. Good conditions, made of iron, it's rare, and it's a treasure. Awesome. Found our first treasure, that's pretty cool. After picking up and identifying a treasure, it will be placed in your inventory. After you return to your office, you will place all of the treasures in a safe spot and catalogue them in your computer. To open your inventory and check what you collected, press the inventory key, which is defaulted to I. Splendid. That's all pretty straightforward stuff. Each zone you visit will also have a special treasure called a legendary. These items are very rare and can only be found if you get some tips where to look. Once found, identified and stored, a legendary item will greatly increase your prestige within the Treasure Hunter Society. To find the legendary, god damn it, that's too quick. At any point you can return to your office and pick a new zone to adventure to. What? To return to your office, press the escape key and choose return to office. Okay, we'll do. Return to office. Yes. Okay. Left click to open the treasure app. The map is the main view when you enter the computer, and it's used to set destinations for your next adventure. To use it, simply select a pin on the world map and press travel. Before you go, you can also read more about the location on the information panel to the right of the map. But again, I can't zoom in, which is a bit weird. So travel cost here is free. This is Bavaria, Germany, Alatsee. While nothing really exciting as such ever happened there, the Alatsee, Alat Lake, is one of those locations on every treasure hunter's radar. One of the reasons for this area's fame among the selected group of people are the rumours of it being the resting place of Hitler's gold. What? A game that mentions Hitler? They won't be able to play this in Germany, I assume, because you're not allowed to do anything related to Nazism or Hitler. That's surprising. While likely untrue, as shown by evidence of endless divers trying and failing to find it, the area is known to yield interesting finds, be it those from the First or Second World War. An old German pickle helm would for sure be an interesting addition to any collection. Okay, let's just check out what else is here. Your email is where you will receive job offers. All job offers are divided into two sections, jobs and side jobs. The first one holds all the jobs that will push the storyline forward. Side jobs will allow you to gain prestige whilst completing tasks for other minor factions. And we have an email from Schmidt. Inheritance case 65202. Good morning, my name is Johann Schmidt, and I am writing to you as a representative of the Willpower Inheritance Company. We regret to inform you that your uncle, Sir Richard Clapperton, has deceased. I am sending this message to you to inform you that we are starting the inheritance case 65202. Following Sir Richard's wishes, I am also providing your email address to a selected number of contacts that will follow a different set of rules provided in the last will. 1 year from now, these contacts will be asked to provide a full review of your actions, and based on them, we will be able to wire the part of the inheritance that Sir Richard wished to give to you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, Johann Schmidt. Wow, it's spam. Yes. What game was it that actually did have spam? Ah, PC Build Simulator. Which, a game I've got to go back to because they've totally updated the career on that. We could have a look at that today, actually, if anyone's interested. Okay, so that could be spam, Toff. You could be right there, mate. Or it could be the storyline. I don't know which. Detectors. This is where you access all the detectors you unlocked. To unlock a detector, you need to reach the required prestige level and have enough money to buy it. When a detector is unlocked, you can equip it by pressing the Equip button. So that one is the only unlocked one, and we've got to get to prestige level 2. We're currently prestige level 3. Rank 30, first upgrade is 3,000. Good lord. This is the collection tab. Here you will find a list of all the treasures you collected. To sell an item, select it and press the sell button. Keep in mind that all trash items are sold automatically when you return to the office. Okay. So that saves me a job. So let's sell this for 16. Selling an item awards you money equal to the item's value shown in the item details. Cool. So we've got an achievement. We've got $36 to our name. Whew. This could be interesting. Okay, so open treasure map. Go to the map, rather, and travel to the Bavarian Lake. I assume that's where we were when we started, but I'm not 100% sure. Wow. It doesn't look terrible, does it? There's quite a few details here. It's a shame that map isn't better to look at. We could sort of plan our route or whatever. Can we go in here? No. Okay, so it's not interactive. But that's fine. So am I just expected to sort of scan everywhere I walk? There are no treasures nearby. Okay. So you can only get the metal detector out when there is a treasure nearby. Fair enough. I see some sort of marker over there. Let's go have a look at that. Oh. Oh. I'm good at this. That digging animation isn't great, but it's not the worst I've ever seen. Looks like rubbish to me. It's a bottle cap. So we only have the option of taking it, and for some reason that bottle cap is worth $1. Goodness only knows why. Okay, what we got here? Hassenfeld and Wolfendorf. Okay. So I assume we just follow along the path, which is strewn with logs and bits of tree and Some butterflies, which don't move when I go near them. Oh, we're nearly there. Agonisingly close. Oh. There it is. Third one today. That looks like rubbish. There's going to be a lot of rubbish, I can tell. An oddly shaped bit of metal. Likely a piece of a device or machine of that sort. It looks like a tent peg to me. It's a treasure, apparently, made out of iron. It's tolerable, and it's worth $11. A shaped metal pin from a rather modern product, like a piece of camping gear or alike. Pretty much of no value, but it's worth $11. Good lord. Whoa! Nearly walked off the edge. Oh, you can't walk off the edge. Oh, you can walk off the edge. No, you can't. Okay. Getting a little bit... Something there is blocking me from walking through. That's a bit annoying. What, another one? I rather fear at this point you're going to find too much stuff. I did do a review on a similar sort of treasure hunter game. A carabiner. It's trash. Total trash. Okay. Oh my god, another one? And yeah, so this one seems a lot more put together than the last one that I reviewed, but incredibly similar at the same time. And one of the issues I had with that game was you just found stuff like every 3 seconds, and at the moment this is kind of looking worryingly similar to that. And see, another one. It's just everywhere. I mean, I understand why they're doing it, because those with short attention spans will need to find something like this quickly, this often. But it's so often you can't even enjoy the environment which it's in. Wow, more rubbish. A metal fastener. How exciting. Right, let's see if we can push further into the map. Oh my god. What now? Is it over here? There it is. It'll be something good. If this one isn't worth at least $20, I'll be disappointed. Oh, it's the other one to the first one. Alright, let's press on. I mean, the actual mechanic of finding stuff is really quite good. Just realised that thing in the bottom right hand corner is a really good indicator of how close you are. See, I'm quite far away. Now I'm closer, closer, closer. So that's not bad. It's okay if I own a scrapyard and make a fortune, yeah. I was thinking actually what might be cool is if you could take all these bits of scrap and then build something out of them. Bit of arts, bit of objet d'art, bit of upscaling. Just repair the roof on your shed or something. Jesus, I walked less than a foot. It's here somewhere. Not there. This way. Nope. This one's a bit harder to find. It must be important. It must be a good one. I gotta say, I'm really quite impressed with the actual metal detecting bit. That's not bad at all. What? I can't see anything. What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, you're kidding me. What, immediately? I heard something behind me then. Are there like animals out here, like wild animals at all? It was there, I just saw it, there it was. Oh, a key? Could that be important, I wonder? A key to what? It's an old key. Now we've sprayed it, we magically know that it's a key made out of iron and dates back to the 19th century. Judging by its size, pin, wards and bits, this key was used either for a padlock or a lock in a drawer or small cabinet. The earliest known lock and key device was discovered in the ruins of Nineveh, I don't know how you say that, the capital of ancient Assyria. Well, that's actually quite interesting. They've given you a bit of historical information there. Not necessarily about that key, because that's all a bit jokey, but yeah, some real actual history about the first known lock and key device. Over here somewhere, huh? Ah. You remember going metal detecting with your parents on the beaches where we live, and the rubbish you found was incredible. Well, the people who go metal detecting on beaches quite often find ammunition and bombs and grenades and all sorts of scary stuff. So I guess you've never stumbled across anything like that, but the potential to do so is quite high, I think. I've always liked the idea of metal detecting, and there are some people who have made some significant discoveries, like ancient treasures and so on and so forth. I quite like history. I'm a bit of a historian, really. I think at school, history was one of my favourite lessons. We just didn't have a particularly good teacher. It was very entertaining and very funny. Just didn't do a lot of teaching, that's all. Where is this one? I feel like this is going to be a good one. Oh, yes. This one smells like money. A button. Nuts. Oh, immediately. Over here somewhere. Well, there's definitely a lot of digging involved, isn't there? Oh, what's that? Oh, a needle. An old needle. Is it historically interesting or not? It's worth $16. That's quite a lot for a needle. Judging by the material, length, shape, and especially the hole referred to as the eye, this needle likely dates back to the 18th or even 17th century. Needles have been used as early as in the prehistoric era, where needles were made out of thorns or rock fragments, and have been used with sinew or plant material as thread for sewing together animal skins. The earliest documented needle dates back to 61,000 years in Africa. Bone needles were used as far as 50,000 years ago, while copper needles have been dated back to 4400 BC. The first iron needle dates back to the 3rd century BC. That's quite interesting that it gives you that background information. As a historian, I quite appreciate that. Hey, Scotty, nearly called you G-Cooks. How's it going today? How's sunny Texas? What are we going to find here? Ooh, close. There it is. Oh, that looks like a shot. A big shot. A small round lead ball, likely from a musket, but it looked huge. Yeah, good, thank you, Scotty. I remember going... we found a hand grenade on Bexhill Beach, but mainly ammo shells. Good lord. My first find was a silver ring with a silver sixpence in it, but my mother belonged to the local museum and most of the finds went there. Wow, that's really quite cool on a number of levels. That's awesome. The ball is a projectile used in muskets. Given the size of the ball, it could either be from the early muskets or even an arquebus, a gunpowder weapon preceding muskets. See, look at that. Historical information. That's really quite awesome. I just realised that I'm kind of covering important information there. That's better. Now you can read it. Okay. This in turn means it dates back possibly as early as the 15th century or as late as the early 17th century. The projectile of musket is correctly called a ball, not a bullet. Interestingly enough, the word bullet is derived from the French word boulet, which in turn roughly means little ball. Isn't that interesting? Oh my god, another find already? I've only just found that one. This way. There it is. Nope. It was just there. Oh. Gotcha. What do we got here? Looks like another needle or something. A pull ring. Well, that's not interesting at all. That really is trash. So the game itself is quite nicely modelled, I feel. Not that you get to see much of it, because you're constantly head down, looking at the floor, trying to discover secret treasures. Oh, there it was. There it was. In the mud. It's always 3 digs as well. Might be nice if they varied that a tad. Another pull ring. I think around this sort of picnic bench, that's mostly what we're going to find. This one's being a bit more tricky to find. What, here? Ah, gotcha. That's 2 of those we have now. Does that come up as trash? Yeah, it's trash. Carabiner, okay. Again? Oh, that's weird. Where is it? Right here, it seems to say. There it is. Another button. God damn it. Where are the jewels? Where's the gold? I don't think any of this is interactive, no. It's a bit of a shame. That would be nice, a nice addition. There's a huge temptation to skip some of these, but there's always that concern that the one that you don't look at is the one. Which way? Which way? This way? This way. Oh, there she is. Could it be the Queen's crown? The King's ring? Oh, it's different. It's a bottle cap. Ah, man. People should put their trash in bins or take it with them, I think. I wonder if you can go in the water. Oh. No. Look at those fish, though. It looks like they're not in the water. It looks like they're above the water. Oh, there's a bit of shallow water here. Maybe we can get in the water this way. No? Okay, so it doesn't look like I can get in the water at all. Alright, what was beeping? Where is this bottle cap? You don't think this game will have a long lifespan? The reviews you've read says it all. Yeah. It's mixed, isn't it? On Steam. But then I think that really this game is for... It's not for all. I mean, even from just the first couple of minutes of playing, I can see very slow paced. It's informative. It's quite interesting. But you know, when you've got loads of kids with short attention spans reviewing a game like this, they're instantly bored. So, and I'm not saying I'm instantly riveted, but I am appreciating the fact it looks quite nice. The mechanics are pretty damn good, I've got to say. And there seems to be a lot of historical information, a lot of accurate historical information that they're throwing in as well. So it's kind of like educational in a sense. But I can see why it wouldn't appeal to everybody. I mean, unless you're an avid metal detecting fan, then maybe you're not even going to bother looking at this game. But it's just interesting. It's something different, isn't it? If you just had a hard day at work and you want to come home and just chill out, I mean, this is a great game for that. Glass of wine, glass of beer, maybe neither of those. Just sit down and chill out. You got the audio from the river, which sounds not too bad. You've got the birds singing. It's not bad at all. Deadlock says reviews on Steam are usually quite misleading. I agree. Well, not necessarily usually, but sometimes, definitely. Sometimes they are accurate, but most of the time you see that negative ones are from people who have 0.2 to 0.6 hours in game time. Yeah, I think most of the time I'd say you need about 3 hours in a game to really get your teeth into it and fully understand it. Steam limits you to 2 hours, so you're kind of pressed to test a game and see if you like it or not within that period of time. But on some games like this, I think an hour gives you a good first look, general sort of sense of how a game is going to play. Obviously you don't get to experience the end game. You know, maybe when things advance or you go to new locations it gets even better. You're not going to experience that within an hour, but certainly if you spent like 10, 20 minutes, half an hour on a game, you know nothing about the game. It's almost impossible to. The only time I would say that isn't the case is I have reviewed quite a few games where A, it doesn't load, B, there's nobody online and it's online only, or something along those lines. But yeah, I mean, people's opinions are people's opinions, and even here on like Sim UK, these are just my opinions. You're not necessarily going to agree with everything I say. You know, we're not one in the same person, so you've got to take it all with a pinch of salt and sort of, if what you're reading in the game profile sounds interesting to you and what people are complaining about isn't necessarily going to be an issue for you, then it could be all negative as far as I'm concerned, and you might still enjoy the game. I mean, the mechanics are really good. I quite like them. It's easy to find stuff, maybe a little bit too easy, maybe a little bit too much stuff. But this is a really tricky game sort of genre to do, really. To make it all work and sort of still be within the realms of believably real. What the hell is this thing? Aha. Gotcha. That indicates that the genre is not for that person, not necessarily that the game is bad. Absolutely, Deadlock. That's absolutely how I see it as well. I agree. I'm an old git, and having done detecting in my life, I could sit down and play this. Do you know what? I'm not disliking it at all. I don't like this bit so much. That seems a bit pantsy. But, you know, you come back to that problem. It's a difficult genre to put into a game format. How are you going to do that? I don't know if you've seen my review on Titanic, but you can pick up things off the ocean floor and bring them back to your room. and then you put them in different solutions and slowly clean it and get some information about it that way. That works really well. Maybe implementing that here, where you take the stuff back to the office, and then in the office you can clean and sort of brush them, and maybe that would work better. I think that would certainly add to the realism. I'm not a big fan of spraying it with a spray can and then finding everything you need to know about it, but you know, they do have to do it somewhere, I suppose. Let's just keep up with chat here. My mouse has disappeared. That's most frustrating. If I go escape and then tab out, then it works. Scotty, cheered. Thank you very much for the cheer, mate. Much appreciated. Okay, what have I missed in chat? Let's go back to game whilst we're doing that. Oh look, there's an unstuck button. That kind of suggests that you might well get stuck. For gameplay, it's those reviews that have more than a few hours in game. Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you hate slow games, you would give this a negative review. But it could be an amazing game, absolutely. But with a real metal detector, you can squelch rubbish out, so you're only finding items of interest. Well, you say that. It's highly possible that as I rank up and buy better equipment, that I can do exactly that as well. And only by playing will we kind of discover whether or not that's true. Deadlock says, I love ETS2 because I like driving, and after a long hard day of doing mainly mentally challenging tasks, it's just an amazing piece of a game. So chilling. Deadlock, I'm 100% with you on that. I used to work in software development, and that can be incredibly stressful, let me tell you now. Especially if you're working with certain types of people. But yeah, I used to come home, whack on ETS2, put the radio on in cab and just drive for hours. It was fantastic. Brilliant chill out. Really good. And occasionally I might have a couple of beers to go along with it as well. But yeah, exactly. It depends what you're looking for. And some days, you know, some days I really don't fancy playing ETS2. But other days, it's exactly the game I want. And I kind of feel like this would fall into that similar same category as well. It's not something I think I could stream because it's not interesting enough, but you never know. Oh, he says streaming it. Can't dig from here. Oh, you're kidding me. I wonder if these things are all pre-selected or whether it's just random. That would be something interesting. Can you get to the point where there's nothing else to find at a location, or will it just keep respawning new stuff? Oh, what's this? What is this? Oh, it's a button. Looks like a World War I or maybe earlier button. It's a very old style. I'm actually quite intrigued by this game, I've got to say. There's that horrible spray can thing. This button is very old indeed. Material manufacturing technique and ornamentation suggests this particular button dates back to the 14th or 15th century Europe. Buttons have been already in use in ancient Rome. What? Buttons have been already in use in ancient Rome. There's a slight English breakdown problem here, but there are even older examples like those in China around 2000 BC. The oldest buttons are believed to be more than 5,000 years old, made out of curved shells in the Indus Valley. That's interesting. That's interesting to me. Nightmare, hello, welcome to the stream. Says, hello, I am interested in this game since me and Dad like metal detecting for Civil War relics. How cool then. That's really cool. I've got to say, Nightmare, I'm actually quite enjoying it. There's a lot of historical facts being brought up. Like this, I mean, this is just a button, but yeah, I think this is going to get a positive review from me. I really do. Capri says, I drive trucks for a living, and ETS2 is one of my main games, and thanks to me, you're heavily into tourist bus. Awesome. I'm really looking forward to starting my Let's Play on that, I've got to say. Especially now, I've seen... I helped somebody out the other day who got stuck in the tutorial, couldn't figure out how to progress. So I've seen how the game is different, even though I haven't played it yet. But it looks so much better now than it did in beta, and I thought it's fantastic in beta. So that's good. The main question is it worth £14? That is a good question, Deadlock. Okay, so I just had a quick look on the internet to see whether or not I could find it cheaper anywhere else. But this seems to be the price. It is round about £14 everywhere, and with the discount that Steam are giving, making it £12 or whatever I said, that seems to be in keeping with the price across the internet. Do you know? Possibly. Yeah, possibly. I think if it was under £10, it would be. I'd consider it to be a really good deal. Because I mean, I really genuinely am enjoying it right now, especially the historical elements. I wasn't expecting that. Looking at it with proper spell check, this could be a great education tool. Yeah, exactly. For me, that's one of the key things that I'm liking about this game, is the fact that I am genuinely learning some stuff. Some stuff I already knew. It's nice to have some clarification on things like buttons. I mean, I didn't know that buttons were around 2,000 years before Christ. I mean, that is interesting to me. This game is very informative and educational. Would be good for the younger people, but I feel youngsters would lose attention and go play Fortnite. Yeah, that's the problem. I think it would be really beneficial to somebody who's interested in history, as I am. Deadlock says, I love history though, so I am biased. I think that's the thing. If you've got an inquiring mind, if you are interested in the past. See, like there's even, it looks to me like there's looks almost like a spider or something on there. I genuinely do think, if you could take this stuff back to the office and actually had like almost a mini game where you clean it up and you brush off the dirt, and you know, maybe you look in a book of history or something and match it to something, and then you really find out where it's from or learn something about it. I think that would really massively expand the gameplay. I don't think that's ever going to happen, which is a shame, but if that was implemented, then I would say £14 for this. Absolutely spot on price. Whether or not you want to spend that much on it now, I don't know. But I mean, games like this, when they go on sale, that's the time to pick them up. Because if you pick this up for less than a tenner, I think you've got a pretty good deal. And that's based on what? An hour's gameplay? I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I haven't achieved anything, but I am finding it quite informative and quite interesting. I thought I was going to slate this game to bits. It's why I tend not to read reviews. So I haven't read any reviews on it. I haven't seen any gameplay on it at all. It's because it's good to make your own mind up. It's not good to come in with a preconception of how you're going to feel about the game or issues that you're already looking for. It's much better just to come in blind and just discover it yourself. Considering how much metalwork and metallurgy skill is required to create those small details, and it being 2000 years BC, it does make you appreciate the technology that was already in place back then. Exactly. I think a lot of history for me is respect for what people were capable of doing all the way back then. Admiring human skill and brain. Yeah, absolutely. So am I. We found many army buttons, and looking through history books have found out so much. Yeah. If you go to like the Natural History Museum and stuff like that, not just Natural History Museum, but any museum, military museums and so on and so forth, some of the things that they've found in the past really, there's something about a button. It's such a personal thing, and it can tell you so much about the person and where it came from. It's surprising, isn't it? I mean, I certainly didn't think we'd be having this conversation about this game at this point. It is fascinating how such small artifact can have such historical... Yeah, it tells a story. Absolutely right. And I think I'm going to badly quote it, but I seem to remember a historian once saying that their fascination for history is not the items that they find or the money that it's worth. It's the story of the person behind the artifact that keeps them going back for more. And I think think that's genuinely true. Although, you know, who wouldn't want to find a super valuable collection of golden coins or something? But until you do that, there's lots that can be learnt about people. And people are very interesting. What the hell is this one? It's kind of telling me it's here. Ah. Too far in. There it is. So we've come to the conclusion this game is going to be for more mature players with nothing better to do in life. Yeah. Or those who enjoy metal detecting, but not on a rainy day. Oh look, we found our first bullet casing. A massive rifle casing, most likely from the 50 BMG cartridge. Whew. The magic spray. Worth $31. It's rare. No doubt this is a casing from the massive .50 BMG cartridge. Given the location, it is likely to date back to World War II, where it has seen its first use on a massive scale. Developed during World War II by John Browning for use in anti-aircraft weapons, it has been quickly adapted for other areas such as aircraft or naval weapons, or the Browning M1921 machine gun. The .50 caliber BMG cartridge has been part of every major conflict since World War II and is among the best known and most recognisable cartridges in the world. Now that is interesting. Or for people who want to learn something new without needing to open a book. Absolutely. And I've got to say, I mean, other than the fact that you can't seem to zoom in on anything, which is a bit irritating, that's really quite nicely modelled. I mean, at the moment we're finding like bullet cases and, you know, a lot of scrap stuff. But imagine if you start finding more interesting things like actual weapons. You know, is that going to be modelled to this high degree as well? I think that's really nicely done. Worth $31. Blimey, you could have made a fortune. You found so many of those. I think they should release a patch with spell check texts. The thing is, I noticed this with PlayWay a lot. Goodness me. They're very much about get it done, get it out. Some of the games they've released or backed in the past couple of years have been really interesting, but they do rush them out, and they just don't seem to care whether or not, you know, they don't want to dot the I's and cross the T's. They're a bit wham bam, thank you ma'am. I can hear animals behind me. It's freaking me out. Can you hear it? What is that? A pig or something? What the hell is that? There's only one way to find out if they're nicely modelled. Yes. I'm going to have to find them. Another bottle cap. God damn it. We'll take it. Hey, I wonder if you can walk across that tree that's fallen over. Some more buildings that you can't interact with. I think that's another thing they should do, is just allow you to walk in there. Maybe you've got like a kit on you that allows you to clean these things up and see if they're good or not. This game would be even cooler in VR. That would be the definition of relaxing game. Everything's cooler in VR. For some reason I can't turn left. I can turn right. That's weird. It's done that a couple of times. I thought it was me, but it does get stuck sometimes, I've noticed. Come on, where are you? Here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Hey Tana, how you doing? We've been discussing this simulator in quite some detail, and we've discovered that we think we like it. Everything is cooler in VR. That should be on a t-shirt. You're damn right that should be on a t-shirt. That's a really good t-shirt slogan. Logan. At least it's not driving. Been doing a lot of driving recently, Tana. You're not wrong. But have you seen me driving in VR? Now that's something else. Oh, I can't find this one. Where is it? Oh, getting closer. I think we're just going to find loads of bottle caps here. Huh? Ah, another tent peg. So I think I'm going to move away from the from these like picnic tables and stuff, because we just keep finding the same stuff over and over again there. It's quite a reasonable sized area that we're walking in, but it's quite linear. I don't know if you've noticed. You have to follow the path. You can't just sort of explore yourself. I definitely heard an animal then. There are no treasures nearby. Deadlock cheered. 50 cheers. Thank you very much. Bring us luck. Find a truck. Now that would be impressive. I want... Did you hear that? It's when I walk here, look. There's definitely something going on. Do you hear that? Tana says, we're always missing tent pegs when we go camping. Finding some is always nice. Yeah. That is freaking me out, that noise. That noise, I hate it. I can't find this one. That's the other side. Where were you? It'd be nice to find something good. You can't just meander your own way, so not totally free play, I agree. Well, not on this map anyway. I mean, who's to say there isn't a more open scale map later on, but I do rather doubt it. So another musket ball. Use the magic spray. So that's a repetition of the one we found earlier, and that's possibly the other issue, is that You know, how many items are there to find? That's got me another achievement as well in Steam. But, you know, are you just going to find the same things over and over again? Does each map have a whole bunch of new stuff, perhaps? I mean, it's going to take a long time to... You're going to have to put a lot of time into the game to find all these things out, but you can only make guesswork assumptions or maybe suggest improvements to the game for the future and just hope that the dev team listen and improve. PlayWay have improved some of their older games, so it's not a foregone conclusion that it's going to be like this and stay like this forever. There is the opportunity for things to improve based on feedback. Where is this one then? Here, I'm right on it. Where are you? Gotcha. Deadlock says, I have to say, I have one complaint about a specific sound. When you move sometimes, something you step on makes a sound as if you took a bite from an apple. Oh, I've not picked up on that one. Oh, God, another ring pull. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad, the walking sound on gravel, but then if you go in the grass... Yeah, it's not the best in the world. Can't deny that. It's not the worst either, though. Come on, where are you? Oh. It's a big one, guys. We're going to make some money off this one, I can tell. Oh, God, that's the third one we found. I haven't read the reviews on Steam, but I bet you there's a lot of... I was playing it for an hour and I didn't find anything good. Almost like because you're out there doing some metal detecting, you are deserving of finding something valuable. That wouldn't be a simulator then, would it? I mean, let's be honest. Oh, what's this? That looks like a gun casing. 9mm, perhaps. An old .45 casing from a pistol cartridge. I know I said 9mm, but I actually meant a .45. I don't know how I got that wrong. A casing for a .45 ACP pistol cartridge, very likely World War II or shortly thereafter. The .45 caliber pistol cartridge was designed in 1905 by John Browning and gained massive popularity due to the Colt's M1911 pistol. Blah, 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 blah. The standard issue sidearm of the United States Armed Forces from 1911 to 1986. There you go, that's informative as well. Hey, Evans. They say this is the new walking sim. We've done quite a bit of walking. There's no denying that. Yeah, we know what you thought. I did. I meant .45 caliber, honestly. The 9mm are much smaller, much skinnier little things. The beginning of this Steam review speaks volumes. A lot of these negative reviews are just morons who want a survival game. Is that what they're saying, is it? Yeah. I think they've actually done a pretty damn good job of capturing sort of, you know, the simulated element of walking around. Now, this is interesting, guys. It's not 100% linear because I can now choose to go left or right. So that has opened up a little bit more. And if, by the looks of things, there's buildings over the other side there. So I assume we can walk all the way around, which is quite a bit of coverage for the first map. Copied from a Steam review. Mostly people who have played 0.6 minutes of the game, yeah. How does the walking mechanic feel? Yeah, not bad. That's about the right pace for walking, in my humble opinion. And that's about the right pace for jogging, let's say. The fish definitely don't look like they're in the water, though, which is weird. But that water animation itself isn't too bad. I genuinely quite like this game. I am hoping to find something good, though. I'll tell you what we'll do, because I've been on this a lot longer than I thought I would, to be honest. That's a nice shot. Yeah, actually. I forgot we could take photos. Let's get the old whoop whoop up. Look at that. Should we get the tree in? Just about captured the tree. Lovely. So yeah, we've been on here. You could do the London Marathon at that pace, yeah. Tana, no. Well, not on this map. I have tried to go in the water a couple of times and it's always blocking me. But the reason for coming to this lake is because they believe Hitler's gold is buried in the lake itself. So it seems a bit odd that you can't go in the water. Maybe you can later. Maybe you can get a boat or something. I don't know. But so what we're going to do, we're going to do 2 more finds, and if neither of them are good, then we'll kick this one to touch. But let me know in comments. What do you think of the game so far from what I've shown you? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's worth £14 or €14, whatever I said it was? I guess that's what it comes down to. Is it value for money? Let's get away from the picnic tables. Is that just going back up the other side? Oh look, there's a few different paths and stuff now. Can we get over this though? Probably not. No. There's no jump. Can we go round it perhaps? No. Ah, well that's worrying me now. I mean, it does look like there's a path over there. Which is weird. How do we get to it? Let's try going the other way and see what's down here. Deadlock says you would pay £8 for it and play it for a few hours when you needed to relax. Yeah, I think anything under £10 would be a really, really good price for this game. I think £10 would be a really good price for this game. Therefore, I don't think £14 is too over the top, but it depends what you're looking for in a game, I suppose. Tana says, I've only seen the last 5 minutes or so, but it looks good. If there's actual good content. Is there a progression bar or an XP level up system? There certainly is. I think I can show you from here. Oh, maybe not. When we go back to the office, I'll show you then. But so these are all the breadcrumbs. Oh, okay. Oh, so we've actually covered the whole map. Oh, well, I'm wrong then. None of this is explorable, unless, of course, you can unlock more map. It looks like there's a potential for maybe DLC to expand it or something. Maybe the pass unlock later, yeah. Andrew says, it's an ish game for me, Good amount of content for the money. If developers listen to the issues, then it may be worth buying. Yeah, or it may be worth a try, sorry. To be honest, Capri says I'd pay a tenner, but would only play it if you were really bored. Yeah, I can understand that. There's a lot more interesting games available that you might choose over this, but I can easily see if I did turn it on and start playing, I could be here for quite a while playing. Otherwise, there's no point in having a level up system. Yeah, I agree. Well, I tell you what, let's take a quick jaunt over here. We'll do one more find. I'll just see if I can find something cool. What is that noise? Can you hear it? It's full on freaking me out. It's making me jump every time I hear it. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It'd be worth waiting to see how often the devs update the game and whether or not they listen to feedback. Yeah. Tana says, yeah, I definitely could see myself playing it. Andrew Boyle gives it a thumbs up. Much more than all the driving simulators, Tana. I do like this kind of game, especially, you know, I've said it 100 times now, but the historical aspect to it, the information that you can learn, I like that kind of thing. I knew those butterflies would lead me to something. All right. We're quite out in the sticks now, so this is it. This has to be the good find. Remember, every map has a, whatever it was called, a super valuable historical find. That's weird. It's telling me it's in there. So I've got to get up there somehow. Oh, yes. This could be a good one. If it's a bottle top, I'm going to say a rude word. I know I am. Andrew Boyle says you can't be a good driving simulator. Absolutely. It looks like a nail. Oh, man. Seriously? That's not good enough to finish on. Come on. Let me find one decent thing here. Just going to take a quick look at the map and see where we haven't gone. So I've covered pretty much everywhere, look. Except this area over here, maybe. Alright, let's swing down there and have one more go. Nailed it. Ba-dum-bum. Think happy thoughts. It's got to be better than a nail or a bottle top. Oh man, another nail. Well, totally nailed it. Totally nailed it. We could build something pretty awesome with all that stuff. Okay, let's go back to the... Oh, we haven't even got any jobs yet. How do you get jobs? I can't remember. Via the email, I imagine. Return to the office. Yes. So, Tana, there is a progression system. You do rank up, and I think basically you rank up by finding stuff. That fire animation isn't too bad. It's even spitting bits of fire out onto the hearth there. But I really think if they change the game so that rather than just having this office that I can't move around, if you could just get up, go to a table and clean... Oh look, there's a World War I army helmet there. if you could get up and actually clean the stuff you found and look in the books and find some historical information, that would be way better. That would be far more simulation-esque as well. It's a very well preserved nail, says Tana. The game is trolling me, says Andrew. Yeah, I agree. Toff, it's a trick. They say there's good stuff and there's not really. It's just to make you play the game. I'd believe that, the sods. There's a lot of hot air distortion. Maybe a bit too much. But it sounds good. The audio is good in my ears. I don't know if you can hear it quite as well. But, okay, right, let's go to the treasure app. You can see here we've got a prestige level. We're rank 450 of 3,000. So to even rank up to the next level, I mean, that's taken me an hour, and we've only ranked up 450 points. I quite like that. I hate these games where you progress so quickly, you never actually reach anything. And look at all this. I mean, there's pretty much every country is modelled. Hello, I just spotted something. What's this? Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, USA. The Battle of Gettysburg is one of the most known battles of the American Civil War, fought in the first days of July 1863, missing a space. It is known to be a battle with the largest number of casualties of the entire war. Today, much of the area where the battle took place is preserved. Among those is the Gettysburg National Military Park. You will travel there, near the Lincoln Address Memorial, in hope to find some Civil War memorabilia. An early Springfield musket would certainly look nice in your collection. Well, there you go. There's proof that there are going to be weapons that you can find, which, you know, from a historical war perspective is really quite interesting. It's like the... what's it called? The German Luger is a very sought-after memorabilic weapon from World War II. Lots of people are interested in that. And also, I'm thinking this is like an indication as to what you can find whilst you're there. Like 36%. I don't know what this means. I'm thinking it's got something to do with what discoverable items are there. Like there's 1% large items deep in the ground. Oh, I bet you as we upgrade our equipment, we can scan deeper into the ground and find the more valuable stuff. That's what it is. So this is how deep in the ground it is, and I bet you at the moment we can only find this top level stuff. These are small trinkety type things. Medium things would be, I don't know, a cannonball maybe, and then large things would probably be weapons or helmets and stuff like that. That's kind of how I'm feeling the game is sort of progressing there. You highly doubt if they would allow people to just dig up the park. Yeah, I agreed, huh? Damn, now I want to play it. Do you know what? I'm genuinely engaged in this game. I do want to play more myself. But I don't want to drag it on too long, guys. I know you guys have been sat here watching me play it for about an hour and a half now. I'll need an excavator for the deep ones. Now that would be cool if they did that. Have you seen Time Team? It's for those of you who don't know, it's a UK-based sort of archaeological dig thing, and they basically come in with diggers, dig out a trench, and then start excavating from there. Doing something like that would be cool. But and let's be honest, PlayWay have the mechanics to do that, because they did, of course, release that Gold Digger game where they have excavators and all sorts of stuff. It'd be nice if they could integrate the two together. That would be quite cool. But yeah, I mean, this I'm definitely giving this a thumbs up. And do you know what? I think I'm going to play some as well. And yeah, I mean, maybe if I just record it off stream and only show the finds, that might be quite interesting for people. Who knows? I don't know. I just realised Bobby 1965 donated £5. Thank you so much, Bobby. I didn't see that before. for some reason I didn't get a notification of that. Apologies for not highlighting it if you're in chat or whatever, or whenever you did that. I do apologise. Right, okay guys, I'm going to wrap this one up, and let's go find another game that we can play today. But this is definitely getting thumbs up for me. Should we just very quickly just go and have a look at Gettysburg? Just to see... Oh, not enough cash, so we can't. How much is it going to cost me? $150, and we got 57. The progression is hard, but I quite like that. Yep, used to watch Time Team all the time. They did a huge dig not far from where I live for a medieval building. Good program. Good program, but they very rarely found what they were looking for, which was a bit frustrating. I watched that taxi driver that dug up those old warplanes. What's his name? Harry. That rings a bell. I'm not entirely sure who that is, Evans, but that does ring a bell. What's in my collection, Andrew? We have heaps. Absolutely heaps of stuff to look at. Let's... I'll tell you what I have got, if you're interested. Oh, hang on. Let me just... How do I save? I'd hate to lose all that progress. Yep, you can buy new detectors. New detectors which I assume can penetrate deeper into the ground. And maybe you can pick whether you want to only discover gold, silver, iron, or whatever. I assume it's possible. Oh, well, that's interesting. There doesn't seem to be a save game option. So there's only one save game file. So if you save the game, it must auto-save, and then you can continue, but you can't have two games going at the same time. There's a sword up there, look. And some shears. I quite like this game. It's definitely getting a thumbs up for me. Can we choose the time period we can search? You'd love to try and find stuff from the Middle Ages. Yes, in a sense, Tana. I think what you can do once you unlock more locations is you can visit them. So obviously the Gettysburg is purely you're going to find stuff from that era other than bottle cans and stuff like that. Thumbs up from Cap. Thank you so much. Good idea to save as you go along. Yeah, I don't think you can. That's what I'm saying, Andrew. I think there's a one save thing. Whether or not it auto saves every 5 minutes or whatever, that's possible. But you can't come back and have two different games on the go at the same time. That seems to be it. Thumbs up from Deadlock. Andrew Boyle's a thumbs up. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video today. I really appreciate you coming along and taking the time to do that. I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you who watched this video today. Special big thank you to our Patreons and supporters on Twitch. But everybody who comes and watches, you all count. You are all part of this. And I thank you so much. If you hit that like button, I will like you twice as much. Even more than that, perhaps. It is for you guys that I make these videos, so it matters to me a huge amount if you enjoy watching them, and if you don't, you need to tell me. So thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, until next time, goodbye for now.